Salawam Israel, it's Brother Yaz from Louisiana Saints Camp back with another lesson. And before I get started with today's lesson, I'm going to turn to the east and give all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Sai, Bahashem, Ha, Rakar, Kadas. Double honors to the apostles of GMS who ruled well and taught me this truth. And peace and salutation to you, Akim, across the four corners of the globe, preaching this gospel in truth and sincerity. Salawam. All right, today we're going to talk about the greatest depression the world ever seen. All right, there's not going to be a no V-shaped recovery, and that basically means that the economy is dropped and it's going to come right back up. And as you can see, it's not coming back up. All right, that's why we have the retail apocalypse. Well, most of these businesses are going out of most of these companies are going out of business, and we also have this unemployment that 52 million people are unemployed right now, and so that's not coming back. All right, before I get started with some of these notes that I took, I'm going to bring out the scripture Genesis 47 and 15, and this is when the money was failing in Egypt also, and this is modern day Egypt according to Revelation 11 and 8. So Genesis 47 and 15. And when the money failed in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan, all the Egyptians came unto Joseph and said, Give us bread, for why should we die in thy presence? For the money faileth. And that's what's happening right now. The money's failing in Babylon, all right? Everything is, well, actually the money is depreciating, meaning hyperinflation. So the things that you used to buy, they cost more because the money is being devalued. And the more money they print out of thin air, the more money is being devalued. And if you look at the national debt, all right, we're around what, 26, 28 trillion in debt. And before the end of the year, it was going to be 30. All right, you cannot sustain a system in a society with that amount of debt and you ain't got nothing backing it up. All right, so Egypt money system is failing, man. And the men of the Lord were so ecstatic about this. Why? Because Yahweh is about to make his way back, man. Alright, Isaiah chapter 19 and 14. The Lord had mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof. Alright, that perverse spirit, they go against everything the law, statutes, and commandments says. So it's everything they do is contrary to the law, statutes, and commandment, man. And they cause Egypt to err in every way. That's why they're erring in every way. And all these other nations that's following them, they're mad because now they seeing that everything they follow Babylon with is backfire, and their society is falling and is falling. All right, basically atrophying, degenerating. All right, so it says, as a drunken man staggered in his vomit. And if somebody's drunk and you can see they about to fall, you know, they moving side to side, you know, you see they about to tip over because they done had a little bit too much to drink, you know. And that's how this bitch is, man. This bitch is about to fall, and we see it's about to tip over. Why? Because we see there's no V-shaped recovery. We see 52 million people on unemployment, which that's unsustainable. We see over 20 million people could be possibly homeless, all right, within the next coming months. Okay, why? Because they can't pay their bills. All right, so Babylon is finished. Let me finish this. Verse 15. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt. All right, so there's not going to be any work, just like it wasn't back then in ancient Egypt. In this modern day Egypt, there's not going to be any work, all right, for Egypt. Which the head or tail, branch or rust may do. So whether you are a part of the gig society, where you know, driving Lyft and shit like that, or whether you're a CEO or a manager or someone over one of these 500 Fortune companies, you are not going to have any work. All right, all of that is about to be destroyed. Okay, that's why this system is collapsing. All right. So That's beautiful, man. This system is definitely falling down. And hey, the men of the Lord are happy about it. Alright, because we're ready to get the fuck out of here. Alright. Like I was saying, over 20 million people could be homeless within the next 2 months. Why? Because they can't pay their bills. Why? Because the businesses are closing down. Well, really, the whole United States as a corporation is closing down. Over 50% of the businesses have already closed and counting. Alright. Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 3. And the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble. Who's the keepers of the house? That's these elites. That's these people over the money system, all right? They trembling because their city's about to collapse. And that's why a lot of people are about to commit suicide, okay? A lot of people about to commit suicide. And suicide is on an all-time high because Edom killing themselves left and right. But they don't put that in the news. But it's on it's climbing, man. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because there are few. Right? What is the grinder? The jobs. All right. That's why you got the retail apocalypse. That's why you got over 20,000 stores that closed in 2019. Okay, well over that number. All right, and you counting this year, you got thousands of stores that's closing starting this year, and we haven't even made it through half of the year yet. All right, we're right in the middle. Okay, so there's a ton of stores that's gonna close after the second lockdown, and as you can see, they already locked down California. All right, they locked down Atlanta. They're talking about locking down Arizona, and then other states are gonna follow through it. They're gonna lock this bitch down just like they did in Australia, Melbourne. All right, they locked that down, and then they got federal troops watching to see if people coming out of watching to make sure people don't leave their houses. All right, and in Wuhan, China, when this coronavirus first began, they was boarding up the apartments so people couldn't come out of their stuff. All right, Lord knows what they're doing now. All right, so let's see. The grinders cease because they are few, meaning these jobs are few. Right now, 17,000 Southwest employees sign up for a buyout. All right, to retire. All right, that's 28% of their jobs that they just like. Look, we just they got furloughed. All right, and most of those jobs ain't coming back, so they just like, look, give me my little money and let me roll, okay? And that's a lot, man. And for as the airlines, Boeing, the 787 Dreamliner, hey, they running out of space to park their airplanes. All right, what's that mean? That no one's flying. They got these big, glamorous jumbo jets, jumbo planes, and nobody's flying. Okay, so that's a lot of revenue they're losing, a lot of money they're losing, and now they don't have places to park the planes. It's so many planes that they're not selling because their sales fell 50% during this coronavirus. All right, and it's probably way lower than that now. Gold and silver. The value of gold and silver is on the rise. Why? Because that's real money. Okay, real money is gold, silver, and slaves, cattle. All right, but this money is fiat currency. So let's see. All right. The grinders cease because we're back at Ecclesiastes chapter 12 verse 3. The grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out the window be darkened. Why? Because there's no future in America. All right? America is not coming back. Okay? America is not coming back, and these people know it. They can sense it. All right? And the elites, they know it, and the lower level money people, they know it. That's why last year a lot of the CEOs retired and went their ass overseas. All right? To their bunkers. Because they know that this place is finished, man. Ain't no coming back from that. All right? Ain't no coming back from this coronavirus. And definitely, once they have the second coronavirus set down, it's definitely no coming back from it. Verse 4. And the door shall be set in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. All right? So the sound of the grinding is low right now. That's why all of these stores are closing down. All right? And you're going to rise up in the morning. All right? The bird represents the alarm clock. Okay? You're not going to need that alarm clock. Wait, well, majority of Americans right now are not using their alarm clock. Why? Because they don't have a job to go to. All right? So this is prophecy that's already taking place right now as I speak. All right. Also, when they shall be afraid of that which is high, and fear shall be in the way, and the almond tree shall flourish, and the grasshopper shall be a burden. Right, and the locusts are fucking up all the crops across seas, all over there in Africa, all over there in that Middle Eastern region, and it's gonna come over here and fuck over the crops over here. But let's not forget about all of the farms that are shut down, all of the meat plants that are shut down, which is going to cause famine. Okay? All right? So a lot of hell is coming on this earth, man, and 2/3 of Israel do not consider. All right? The grasshopper shall be a burden, and desire shall fail. All right? Because man goeth to his long home, and the mourners go about the street. Right? The desire shall fail. Why? Because ain't nothing here to live for. All right, if everything's closing, your school closing, people are in all-time debt for school, payday loans, mortgages, all right, housing, car notes. People not paying none of that. A lot of stuff is being furloughed, and when they actually to pay it, most people ain't gonna have the money to pay these things. So you're gonna get kicked out of your house. Your car's gonna get repossessed. Hey, you're going to be out on the streets rioting with all these other useless eaters. All right, Bank of England is signaling that they're switching to digital currency. The Bank of England is signaling that digital currency is coming. All right, so digital currency is right around the corner. As soon as they collapse this economy, they're going to come with their solution. All right, order out of chaos and give you that a radio frequency identification chip. That's what this is all leading up to. Revelation 13 and verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. The beast is EU and NATO, and America rides on top of that beast. And the image is the ideology, the philosophy, the ways of Esau Edom, the ways of this society, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So if you don't take this radio frequency identification chip, you're going to get killed via guillotine, via fever camps, via they breaking into your house, pulling you out your house. All right, raping your kids, raping the dog, raping the kids, raping you, and then kill you. Okay, all right, but nevertheless, if you don't take this radio frequency identification chip, hey, Esau gonna put you to death. All right. Now, men of the Lord, He gonna raise up a standard, spiritual powers. All right. So most of us, we're gonna make it out on this run, but there will be some martyrs. Okay, some of us are gonna be martyrs, but be the first one on those chariots when Yahweh returns. All right, so if you don't take this chip, you're gonna be killed. All right, let's go to 16. And he caused it all. Who is he? Esau Edom. both small and great. All right, people who are high in the society and people who's low in the society. All right, rich and poor, people who got money in the society and people who are broke in the society. Free and bond, people that's walking around free, and those that are in jails and prisons and federal prisons and stuff like that. To receive a mark in their right hand, all right, or in their forehead. And Elon Musk has already got the technology for the forehead. They already got the technology for the right hand. All right, but don't take that mark and don't take that mark in no part of your body. All right. Why? Because that's going to signal that you are property of Esau Edom. All right, and that's what they want. But Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right, let me finish this off. All right, in their forehead, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So you're not going to be able to buy anything. No food, no clothes, no nothing, no furniture, no housing, no nothing. You're not going to be able to sell anything. No businesses, no opening your own business, no selling like, side shit, to get a little money on the side. You ain't going to be able to do none of that. Esau going to put a padlock on everything, and he going to be able to track you. Because not only are you going to have your finances in the radio frequency chip, you're going to have your medical records in the radio frequency chip. You're going to have all your driving history, your license, Social Security, all of that's going to be in the chip. That way, that's why it's going to be so convenient when they roll this out. Hey, you can open up doors. Hey, no one can rob you anymore. No one can steal from you anymore. Hey, this is lovely. And as you can see, these useless eaters are already taking hold to that mask, and now you can walk in the store without a mask. Somebody's gonna point you out. Somebody's gonna give you up. This is like the Matrix, man. All right, and everybody's Mr. Smith. All right, so if you don't want to comply, they got other people in the system that will make you comply. If you don't comply, hey, get out of my store. No mask, no service. All right. And that's where we're headed, man. And you Babylonians are doing a great job of buying into this man's system and his witchcraft. All right. Verse 18, here is wisdom. Let him that had understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. All right, and that's the same barcode that's the same number that they use on the universal barcode. All right, all right. So the Most High, I said earlier, the Most High is going to throw a monkey wrench in this man's plan. All right. Job chapter 5. Job chapter 5, verse 12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hand cannot perform their enterprise. Yes. See? Who's the crafty? All right, Esau Edom. He's the one who's setting these traps up. And the radio frequency identification chip, that's the biggest trap deception ever. And I don't know how these other Israelite camps cannot get that. I mean, it's so plain and simple. Even regular men get it. Edomites get it. All right, 2/3 Jakes get it. But you saying the people that's supposed to be the ones who know Yahweh Shem Yahushai, they don't know? That's a goddamn lie, man. That's a lie. All right? Straight from the devil. Okay? All right, so let me see that. He disappointed his devices. That radio frequency identification chip is the device of the crafty. Esau is the sneaky, crafty deceiver, that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. Their enterprise is that they chip every last person across the world and be able to monitor their every move. And if they don't like you, they'll cut you off. They'll kill you. They'll take away all your money. All right? Like the scriptures say, he ain't gonna be able to fulfill his enterprise. All right. Job chapter 20. Oh, one moment, bear with me. All right, Job chapter 20 and verse 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. All right. When he see in the fullness of his sufficiency, when he think he got his shit together, hey, he's about to get fucked over. Every hand shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, meaning he think he got his shit together, he about to have everybody chipped. It says, Yahweh Shem Yahushai shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. So right as he think he's about to fulfill his new world order, Yahweh Shem Yahushai is gonna put a monkey wrench in that shit. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. All right. So hey, it is drawn and coming out of the body, yea, the glittering sword coming out of his gale. Terrors are upon him. All right. This devil is about to get taken down, man. By 200 nuclear intercontinental ballistic missiles. All right, and that's the end of Esau. Okay, and he's gonna be like a dream faded away, man. That's the end of Esau. First, he's gonna go into 1,000 years of slavery, and then let me get you the book of Obadiah, and then we're gonna burn this devil, man. Bear with me. Because at the end, we're going to burn this devil, man. After his 1,000 years of slavery, all the men we're going to round up. And we're going to burn all of them, so we'll destroy his seed. Because the man carries the seed. All right? We still going to have our Edomite concubines and shit like that. But all the men are going to get burnt up. That way they can't reproduce more Edomites, okay? All right? This is the end of Esau's system. Get that right fast. Second Ezra chapter 6. Second Ezra chapter 6 and verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow. See? This is the end of the world. That's why all of these calamities is coming. That's why all of these calamities is happening. That's why we're about to have the biggest global, that's why we're going through the biggest global depression, all right, that the world has ever seen. And most people don't even know we in it. All right, let's not forget about the repo operations where they're pouring millions and millions of dollars overnight to keep these banks afloat. Let's not forget about the trade war that we got with China. All right, that's why when you walk into these stores, you notice some of the stores got big holes in it. All right, because all of the stuff that we buy from China. And now since all of that stopped, guess what? Hey, you gotta find other ways to get that material. All right, but China makes predominantly all of the shit that we buy. And we're in a major trade war with them. All right, over 45% of small businesses that are affected because of this coronavirus will not ever come back. All right, never coming back. It's over. All right, Obadiah 1:18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau stubble. All right, so Esau, you're gonna be stubble. That's something to keep the fire going. All right, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord Yahweh by Shem Yahweh had said it. So hopefully this was edifying to the hopeful elect. I like to say, Kal Halal Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh by Hashem Harakar Kadosh. Double honors to the apostles of GMS who ruled well and taught me this truth, and peace and salutation to you Akim across the four corners of the globe, preaching this gospel in truth and sincerity. Salawam.